Yo, and welcome to Sana BB's mountain bike channel, and thank you for tuning in. In this video, we will be unboxing the Team GX-26 Junior mountain bike and showing you how to set up a new bike. Along with Sami, the bike we are fitting is for her big sister who doesn't want to be on camera, so let's get back to it. First things first, open up the box, but be careful when you open the box. They have large staples which seal the box. They can scratch, cut and poke you if you're not mindful, so please have an adult to help or supervise. Now with the box open, I'm going to cut the zip ties because they can damage and strain parts that are tied together. Some people just pull the whole thing out, but I prefer not to. In our box, the crank arm was stuck in between the spokes of the front wheel. It looks like the arm has woven in between 2 or 3 of the wheel spokes and very tightly too. So if someone just yanked it out, they would have damaged the wheel spokes. Good thing I noticed. With the wheel tightly woven in, I had to cut another zip tie which was down there and then slowly get the wheel out without damaging the spokes. As you can see, I'm reaching in there. There's some tape as well, so I had to cut that. As you can see, put my hand in, get the crank arm straight out of the wheel spokes. It's wrapped in paper, the crank arm. With the wheel out, now we can move on to getting the bike out of the box. We're just gonna lift the bike frame out and slide the box to one side. Make sure you get your accessories box out, otherwise place the bike down somewhere with some space and good lighting. We got our pedals, multi-spanner, Allen key, bell, reflectors, which were in the accessory box, laid out on the table alongside our front wheel. Now Sami has the fun part of the video, the build. She's gonna unwrap the frame protector, the cardboard and paper that is used to protect the frame. We use scissors to cut the tape beforehand. I suggest you use scissors with rounded tips and not pointy ones, which can scratch the frame. Be careful when pulling the wrapping. You don't want to pull or catch the brake cables, which run down the underside of the top tube, and the shifter cables, which are running from the looks of it, go down the underside of the down tube, which I don't like on any bike at all. We can discuss why later when we review the bike and its components and specs. She's gonna remove the wrapping on the seat stays and the chain stays. I'm gonna try and give it a little hand. Nope. Let her work her magic. That's it. She's gonna come around the other side and take the rest off. She looks very focused and determined, which is good. Never too early to learn. Go on. That's it. All done. Do you like the color of the bike?
Yeah, it's very nice. It's my favorite color.
Will your sister like the color?
Yeah.
Do you think she'll be able to ride the bike?
No.
What about your bike? You gonna show her how to ride?
Yeah.
And you're gonna give her your training wheels?
No.
No? You want it to fall, yeah? And now we're gonna move on to the handlebar. Sami's gonna help me install the handlebar. First things first, we're gonna remove the faceplate of the handlebar clamp. We're gonna loosen the two bolts with the Allen keys provided. Put that to one side. And then position the handlebar on the handlebar stem. Make sure you've got it oriented the right way and the cables are not tied up. If they are, untie the cables or untwist the cables and make sure the handlebar is the right way up. Now with Sami holding the handlebar, I'm gonna screw the plate back in for the handlebar clamp. First I'm gonna screw the screws in by my hands. Make sure they don't cross thread. And now with the Allen key, we're gonna tighten them evenly, half a turn at a time. So half a turn at the top and then half a turn at the bottom. So they tighten evenly at the top and the bottom. The specific torques I'll put up on the screen. They're recommended in the manual, but we don't have a torque wrench here, so now Sami's gonna grab the saddle off the table. Let's see if she knows where it goes. I've already loosened the seat post clamp bolt. Let's see how high she wants it. While she holds, I'm gonna tighten the clamp bolt. I'll have the specific torques up on the screen somewhere if you wanna know. Let's see. Go on, give it a wiggle. Okay, now we're gonna flip the bike over, yeah? We're gonna install the wheel with the bike upside down. Now we're gonna get the wheel. Make sure your brakes, your V-brake cables are unclipped so the wheels can go in. This bike has a quick release dropout instead of a through axle on the front forks, but the front wheel has no quick release lever or skewer. It just has standard nuts on both sides and washers with folded points which go on the outside and not on the inside of the dropouts. Just above the dropouts there are grooves for the folded points to go into, so the washers secure the wheel from dropping out. Now with the washers in place, I'm just going to tighten the bolts with my hands on both sides and then grab the spanner which was provided. There it is underneath me, thank you. We're just going to tighten both nuts as tight as we can get them. The recommended torque specified by the manufacturer is 27 to 31 Newton meters. I'm gonna get both sides tight evenly as possible. That spins good. Semi is gonna check. We got approval.
You're gonna flip the bike back up? So you're gonna keep it upside down while you put the pedal on. Upside down, yeah. You're gonna get the pedal?
Now we're gonna move on to the cranks. The pedals.
Wait, the pedals.
The right side screws in clockwise and the left pedal screws in counterclockwise.
So the bike's the right way up.
We're gonna use the 15mm spanner wrench. I'm gonna let Semi decide which side is right and which side is left. Just gonna screw it in by hand the opposite way and then back the right way, just so they don't cross thread. If you have some grease, I'd recommend you apply them to the threads, but unfortunately my grease is at home and there's none there. We're gonna give the other pedal to Simi to have a go.
You wanna try spinning this one or?
Let's get the crank arm up.
Get it straight. Slowly. The other way.
That's it. And now the other way. Not too shabby.
That's it.
Thank you, Sami. And now with the pedal spanner, just gonna tighten the pedal to the crank arm. The specified torque recommended for the pedals 24 to 28 Newton meters. That's quite a bit. And now onto the other one. I think she cross-threaded the pedal. I'm gonna take it back out and then just screw it back in, making sure the threads line up properly.
Make sure you don't cross thread when you close. You strip the threads off the bolts.
Do the same, tighten with the wrench provided. Like I said earlier, left side screws in counterclockwise and the right side clockwise. get them nice and tight.
Cut. Now we're just
Voila.
gonna connect the V-brakes after we put the wheel.
Now we're just gonna clip
We're gonna
the
push it
brake
together.
lever cables for the front brakes, which we detached to get the wheel in.
The wire and in.
Make sure that's done it properly.
Make sure that's tough.
Fold the tip in away so it doesn't get snagged or snared or caught on anything. It's neater and tidier that way.
Lift up the wheel. Swing. When I tell you to press the brakes.
Now Sami's gonna give us a hand. She's gonna squeeze the brakes when I tell her to. I'm gonna spin the wheel to make sure it spins freely and it's not catching or there's no friction. And there we have it, the Team GX-26. It has a 16-inch steel octagon frame. It has front and rear 26-inch wheels with mechanical V-brakes. It has a 6-speed cassette, 3 chain rings on the front, twist grip shifters for the gears, and we also have a bell which we've not put on yet. It has a nice urban / mountain bike sports seat, and as you can see on the chainstay it says Shimano. And the front derailleur, as well as the crank and the chainring. And the front suspension forks. These are from Zoom. I'm not too sure what the travel is. They got the stickers which just say Team. But I'll measure them and I'll review the bike in the next video with the proper specifics and components on the bike. It's a nice bike, and please tune in to our next video for a full review and a full update on the specs of the bike and how the bike is doing. I would just like to say thank you very much to everyone that's tuned in and stayed with us throughout the build. I really appreciate everyone for tuning in, wherever, whenever you may be, and thank you. I would greatly appreciate it if you would like, share, subscribe, and leave us some comments on what your thoughts were of the video, or what would you like to see next. And I'll see you all next time.